Well, greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome back once again, and for the very first time, to the Farts and Craps Show, where today, as per usual, it is your host, Danjo, here with part... Never mind. This is not a part anything. It's PS4 or PS5. And today I'm going to be looking at Tales of Arise, because to those of you who picked up this game, yeah, PS4 and PS5 version you got digitally, so... let's go ahead and check these out and see which one I would recommend. And if you guys couldn't tell, yes, the trophies do transfer on this one. So to those of you who are looking forward to getting all the trophies again on the newer version, yeah, no, they just carry over. So let's go ahead and start with the PS4 version. And I have noticed when comparing these two, the load times are a little bit longer on the PS4. The initial load definitely is the most noticeable, and of course you can skip all this stuff. It tells you the game autosaves, and we'll just go right into the title screen. Skipping that. And this is going to be a spoiler-free look at these games in case, you guys haven't played the game yet. I'm not going to be spoiling anything. We're only going to be looking at one of the earlier sections of the game, basically right at the beginning. So, the first open area, essentially. And if you do want to transfer your data from the PS4 version to the PS5 version, you do have to use like the upload and download kind of thing. It's not really ideal, not as easy as it was with, let's say, Cyberpunk or Elden Ring, but it is what it is. It takes a minute to do the process. It's not that bad, honestly, but considering the save data is, not that large of a file size, it does seem to take a while. There we go. So let's go ahead and hit continue. Because I did start a new game, kind of just get to the first, open-ish area. And yeah, we are in Sandinus Ravine, right at the beginning. And one thing I was noticing in my testing is, yeah, the visual quality is a little bit lesser. And on both versions of the game, there does appear to be some kind of motion blur that's on by default. Definitely more noticeable in the foliage here. But yeah, this game has a very specific art style that basically allows it to look good on all kinds of platforms. But yeah, this is roughly pretty much exactly how it looked on PS4 Pro.
Strange power from it. We should gather as many as we can find.
Which I did play the entirety of this and platinum it on PS4 Pro. But the other thing that's very noticeable difference between the two is the texture detail and the lighting and shadows. It's a little bit lower quality on the PS4 version, but the frame rate is nice and solid, which is good. It's the motion blur is a little bit aggressive, unfortunately, because that is not really necessary, honestly. But yeah, especially on distant objects and stuff, like, you can definitely see like texture and shadow pop in, like even on this like little wall right here. If you saw that as I rounded the corner. Let's go ahead and look at that one more time. Yeah, you could just see like the shadows pop in. And on that rock formation right there. Saw that? take a look at that one more time, see if it does the same thing. Yep. The rest of the details and shadow kind of just like pops in a little bit. And definitely on these larger rock formations. Yeah, especially over there. Yeah, we can see like, yeah, the lighting get a little bit more complex as you get closer. This huge, oh yeah, lots of that happening on that, whoop, on that larger rock formation right there. Yep, especially on the higher parts. And again, it's not something that's going to be hugely noticeable in regular gameplay, but we definitely don't want to fight that thing. Yeah, even just on like these like tracks that we're running on right now, you can kind of see like the circle of like proximity to the player, especially when you're looking down. You can see it like move with the player a little bit, like various details and stuff come popping in. It's not bad by any means. Like it's still very playable, it's still very enjoyable, it's still very pretty. Again, it's not something that's going to be a glaring visual problem unless like you're looking for it. Like that's pretty much the only time you're going to notice. It's definitely more obvious on objects that are partially obscured by the camera, as you can see on that more distant rock formation behind this rock formation. Yeah, and as you get closer, yeah, the shadow and texture detail definitely gets better. Oh man. Yep, that one too. And yeah, they on the PS4 version there are no, excuse me, visual settings. Like the only one that you have access to is the brightness adjustment, and that's it. So there's no like prioritize like resolution or frame rate, anything like that. So there's like the default is, yeah, the default's your only thing, which again, not great. But yeah, overall, like, it is a very, very pretty game. Let's go ahead and get into a battle real quick, so we can compare that as well. There's apparently something down here. I don't remember what this is.
Guess I misread the landing.
Yeah, but there's no fall damage, so... Some water effects. Yeah, there's no enemies down here. Oh, and there is a fast climb, I guess, if you hold dash while you're climbing. That's definitely appreciated. Giant freaking moon over there. That's no moon. There, we'll just, yep, you can see definitely on the tracks.
Normally I don't pick on the weak. This is it. Dig deep.
Easier said than done.
No excuses. This is something one. Guess we gotta roll with it.
Take this! You're finished! Rising Wyvern! I'm not done!
But yeah, regardless which version you're playing, like, it's very smooth. It's very, very playable. The battle system in this game is top-notch.
Need to be stronger.
Quite literally, one of my absolute favorite JRPGs to come out in recent years.
Woohoo! Woohoo!
That's an unusual bird.
It's
Yeah.
an owl.
Yeah, Tales of Rise is freaking wonderful. So let's go ahead and return to title screen. Yep. Blah, blah, blah. Just gonna skip that and go down PlayStation and Switcher. Close the game and let's go into the PS5 version. Slightly different splash screen. Got a slow zoom in the logo to kind of seem like an intentional thing. That the load screen is, it makes it seem the load screens are like shorter than they are. Which it is a little bit shorter, but yeah. So let's go into save data download because we have to do this to transfer the stuff. And whoops, download, yes. And I do want to keep this video to about 20 minutes. So, of course, the download speed should be way, way faster than the upload speed, so yeah, it's a little bit faster. Let's just go into continue because it should recognize that's the most recent save data. And boom, we're already in the game. And what am I? Oh, it's the tree. Okay. It's like shadows from up there. Okay, so that is way
I
different.
hate camping out.
Okay, like I said, the shadow and lighting quality is a little bit different on the PS5 version, but apparently in the open areas, it's a lot different. But yeah, on the PS5 version, we do have access to a visual setting, so you can choose to prioritize graphics or frame rate. I would not recommend the graphics priority setting, because the frame rate on that setting is terrible. So yeah, we are on prioritized frame rate, and unfortunately it does seem like that motion blur default is still on. There is no setting for that. But as far as detail, complexity, oh, the sun does slowly move. Or was I just like, no, it's moving across the sky. Because I was not that close to the thing a minute ago. Yeah, the lighting definitely looks better. Let's see. Texture. Yeah, the texture and detail qualities. Let's see if there's still the pop-in I was looking for in the previous. There is 0 pop-in on that rock up there. Well, okay, there's a tiny bit of shadow pop-in. But it's not, like, even when I was looking for it. Okay, on the little wall right here. Let's try that. It was very fast. I could barely see it. It was still there, but just barely. Alright, let's try the larger. Okay. I definitely saw it on that rock right there. Still, it was very quick. Like, if I wasn't looking for it specifically in that spot, I probably would not have seen it. Oh, there's a smaller moon. And there's the bigger one. But that was over there. Oh my goodness, yeah, the lighting detail is so much better. Okay. Because initially when I was recording footage, I was doing it in like the first part of the game. Which is not... This is still like very early in the game. But yeah, the first part of the game is not like an open area like this. And yeah, the visual fidelity and detail is like the internal rendering and resolution. Yeah, it's better. It's a lot better actually. Because I was initially just gonna play the PS4 version until I saw this comparison, and I was like, okay, this is actually notably different. Especially, yeah, just overall, the difference in lighting is like huge. And the frame rate is similar. It's about the same. But yeah, the visual detail is very different. And yeah, the detail in the geometry is like it's huge, you know? Like the draw distance is like very, very far. The motion blur is especially noticeable right there on that tree up there. Yeah, there is definitely a default motion blur in effect. Which is not ideal. But yeah, before it was like super noticeable on just these shrubs. Now, not so much. Like, it's still there, but like... Oh, time of day is changing. Oh my goodness, yeah. Yeah. Like, this isn't even like ray tracing, it's just... Or maybe it is, I have no idea, honestly. Huh. Let's go ahead and get into a battle. I mean, I'm already kind of sold on the PS5 version, but like... I don't want to fight these guys right now. I'll do the same fight with the armadillos up ahead. And definitely, I noticed while playing this on the PS4 Pro, like dashing through... Okay, there was more noticeable shadow pop in after I turned that corner. Yeah, the faster you go through areas, the more you might notice some like visual hiccups. Not necessarily in frame rate, but various types of pop in.
This is it. Dig deep. Guess we gotta roll with it. No excuses. This is up to us.
Here's a healing arc.
Yes, thank you.
Don't go charging off like that.
Take this! Mirage!
And again. Mega ray.
Swallow blade! Here I come! You're finished!
Take it. Got you.
It's over!
Mega ray.
Mirage!
Yeah. Definitely on
Need to be
the...
stronger.
Like, I mean, the lighting often ties into, like, visual effects. And, like, particle effects and, like, special moves and, like... Yeah, I just... Yeah. Yeah, because before I was gonna say, like... I'm just gonna play the PS4 version on the PS5, but... Oh, the reflections. Oh my goodness, okay. Yeah, reflections obviously tie into lighting as well. Let me go back to that water spot. Okay. Yeah, the reflections, the water, yeah. The reflections are better too. Where was that spot?
We're so high up.
Yeah, we are. It's further back? Yeah, it was right here. Yeah, the water definitely looks better. Like, even this grungy ass, just like stagnant pond water. It looks better. Yeah, the reflections are better. Okay. So a lot of visual things are just better on the PS5 version. And since the frame rate is so similar between the two versions, yeah, I'm just gonna play the PS5 version, honestly. Which I didn't think, yeah. Initially I didn't think the differences were that stark, but I also wasn't comparing open areas. That was, I mean, I already talked about that, but and this game does have a New Game Plus feature, which is like kind of standard in the Tales of series. And yeah, I already played through this entire thing on this channel. I streamed it when it came out. But yeah, I'm sure when I revisit it, I'll probably do it as a series. Maybe I might stream it again. I'm not sure. Depends what people would be into. Depends on the schedule, honestly. But yeah, let's go ahead and save. Not, well, minor spoilers here. Go ahead and save that. But yeah, this is also, like, to those of you who are considering picking this game up, it's also a massive game. You may have noticed there, like, my main save file was like 112 hours. That's not even doing everything in the game. Like, yeah, I got all the achievements, but there's like some post-game stuff that don't have achievements tied to them. It's like completely optional. But yeah, I was playing this game kind of non-stop when it first came out. Last thing I wanted to look at, so let's go back to the title screen. A little file size comparison, because sometimes the difference between PS4 and PS5 games, the actual install size is massive, like even double sometimes. And that's not to say the PS5 versions are larger. No, sometimes the PS5 version is like half the file size. So let's go into information, and it's 37.5 gigabytes for PS5, PS4, 57. Yeah, so the PS5 version is much smaller, and that's just because, like, on the PS4, like when the PS4 first came out, it was a SATA 1 or 2 transfer speeds, bandwidth, like data streaming bandwidth, basically. I believe it was SATA 2, and but PS4 Pro was a SATA 3 standard motherboard. So, and I've talked about this before with like putting in like the best, I think I called it the best PS4 SSD, or the best PS4 Pro SSD, something like that. And you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and delete PS4 version off of here, because I just transferred all my save data anyway. Let's go ahead and... yeah, that is PS4 version. Yeah, on the PS4 Pro, it is SATA 3 compatible. So if you have like a 2.5 inch like solid state drive, it's like a SATA 3, like that will work so well on the system, and it's way faster than the default hard drive that comes with the PS4 Pro. So yeah, very much worth upgrading, especially because the prices of those hard drives are coming way down. Especially helpful for games that had PS4 Pro enhancements, such as actually Tales of Arise, yes, also Nier Automata, also God of War. Like a lot of the larger games had those enhancements, and definitely looked better on an SSD, like an internal SSD. Externally, maybe a little bit, but definitely the most notable difference will be changing out that internal mechanical hard drive. And of course on the PS5, like the internal storage is like incredibly fast. But yeah, that's my recommendation for this one, guys. PS4 or PS5, definitely PS5. Unfortunately, you are going to have to download the PS4 version first to upload that save data, and then re-download it on the PS5 version. So not great that that step is required, or if you are updating or upgrading to a PS5 from a PS4 or PS4 Pro or PS4 Slim, just before you do all that, upload your data. And then, you know, that way you don't have to re-download the PS4 version on the PS5, or even better yet, if you're doing save, like a system transfer, just transferring everything from your PS4 to a PS5, then, you know, it's easier, I guess. But anyway, regardless, Tales of Arise, fantastic game. PS5 version wins. Hands down. Hands down. Definitely in the very first part of the game that's not like an open area and you don't have like ambient lighting and all that stuff, it's not going to be as noticeable of a difference. But yeah, once you get into the open areas, just way prettier from the PS5 version. So thank you all for being here, and greatly appreciate it. And a very special thank you before we go to the current Farts and Crap Show members. Current at the time of recording this video. If you guys have signed up more recently, I do update it as they come in, but many thanks to Novalis Draconis. And if you want to be incredibly awesome and support the show a bit more directly, like Novalis Draconis, check out the join button down below. Tiers start at $3 a month. That's only 10 cents a day, and it gets you into all the basic membership perks. But yeah, until next time, everybody, take care, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.